All right, damn it. Let's cut to the chase here. Everybody wants to know, am I going to retire? There's one thing I learned about the WWE. It's never say never, right? Let's go back to the beginning. When I started my career, there were two simple things I really wanted to accomplish. One was try to step foot in this ring and create something that people would never forget. And the other was to retire from all of this before all of this retired me. That being said, everybody comes to a crossroad. Everybody comes to a crossroad in their career. And you got to ask yourself, when you get to that crossroad, is it time? Because time is the one thing that you cannot fight. Time will win. I never wanted to be the guy that was just hanging out. Never wanted to be the guy that hung on too long, the guy that was just waiting for the nostalgia pop. I never wanted to be the guy that was, quite frankly, just getting in the ring because someone was willing to write him a check. I never wanted to hang on too long. I didn't want to be the guy that was just too beat up and too crippled inside to be able to hold his own kids. I never wanted to be the punch-drunk fighter that couldn't have a life when this was over. That being said, for the first time in my career, I find myself at that crossroad. And Brock Lesnar has made me ask the question, am I done? You know, the answer is I don't know. I'm beat up. I'm probably more tired than I've ever been in my life. I'm broken again. You know, what I want to do is I want to come out in this ring and I want to be the cerebral assassin. I want to be the King of Kings. I want to be the Game. I want to be Triple H. I want to tell you I am going to rise up again and I am going to kick Brock Lesnar's ass because that is what I do. That's what I want to do, but I can't. And the truth is, it's because I don't know if I can. Brock Lesnar has forced me to look inside myself and say, am I done? And if I can't say that I can come back and beat Brock Lesnar, that I can come back and be better than before, then maybe I've answered my own question. I don't know, maybe you're right, maybe I can't, but here's the thing I can do while I'm out here is I can take a minute to say something. I can come out here to all of you and say thank you. Whether you love them, hate them, respect them, don't, every superstar that walks down that ramp, every person that's ever stepped through those ropes into this ring does so for one reason. They put their bodies, their health on the line. They leave it all in this ring. They sweat. They pay the price. They sacrifice every day for one thing, and that is for your entertainment. And trust me, every single person stands back there behind that curtain, and right before their music hits, when they're alone and they're inside of themselves and there's no one else around, and they question themselves. They question whether when they walk out that curtain, anyone will care. And I can honestly say that for my entire career, I feel like every time I've walked through that curtain, all of you have cared. And that's gotten me through all of it. When I was exhausted from the road, when I was broken, when I was beat up, when I was crippled, when muscles were torn, when bones were broken, what got me through all of it was all of you and all of your reactions. And for that, I can honestly say thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you for letting me play the game. You all gave me the reaction every night, and for that, I will never, ever forget each and every one of you. And hopefully, if I've succeeded at all in my career, hopefully, then I have done something in this ring, and hopefully in some way You'll never forget me. Thank you.
If you smell what The Rock is cooking.
WBCB presents Pro Wrestling Weekly.
Tell me he didn't just say that.
Call in with a question or comment at 215-949-3232 or 888-922-2149.
The Tower of Power, too sweet to be sour, funky like a monkey, oh yeah.
And now, here's your host of Pro Wrestling Weekly, Fearon Derry.
It doesn't matter what your name is.
Really? Yeah!
Hello and welcome to the unsupervised playground known as Pro Wrestling Weekly. Fearon Derry here with you on 1490 WBCB as well as online at WBCB1490.com. As you heard in the clip there, Triple H is done, or is he? Or maybe he isn't. He can't seem to make up his mind on it, and he spent a good amount of time telling us, probably because, well, Raw is 3 hours now, and there's a lot of time that there's got to be filled with things that aren't compelling storylines. So let Triple H go out there and talk for 15 minutes pretty much about nothing. He had half a Seinfeld episode going, basically. Also, welcome back to Bill Melody, back in the producer's spot here. Wild Bill, he's been out for the last month or so. Glad to have him back. Thank God you're back. Nothing against Gate, but, man, you know the flow of the show. That's all I'm saying. So, Bill, glad to have you back here. We'll get more of your, we'll get all kinds of your feedback on a bunch of different things in a moment. As you heard, Triple H, kind of indecisive, selling the arm injury, and looks like he's going to go away for a while, but he didn't even really make that clear. So it was much ado about nothing, I guess, in that regard. And then the other big story from Raw, of course, CM Punk making the full heel turn. A cage match against Jerry Lawler, and after the match, winning handily in about 7.5 minutes. CM Punk, of course, locking the cage, beating up Lawler despite the pleas of John Cena outside the cage. So it looks like, it looks like CM Punk definitely full out heel as we make our way into Night of Champions coming up 2 weeks from tomorrow. Got a lot more to talk about as far as news and notes, but we've already got a full board of callers, so let's go ahead and get through some of them here so we got room for more of you. Let's get to Ron, who's been waiting patiently. Ron, welcome to Pro Wrestling Weekly.
How you doing this week? First of all, Bill, welcome back. All right, I'm going to comment about Raw, then I'm going to come out TNA. First, I want to comment about CM Punk. I really didn't think that was called for with Jerry Lawler. That reminded me of another time when another wrestler did the same thing, try to force the other wrestler to say something. But the fact that John Cena came out too late, he told John Cena not to interfere in the match himself in a backstage interview. But he should. It's like CM Punk paid off the people to put the cage up and told them not to open it until it's too late. And I just wondering about that. You know,
well, I don't know. It's always been a mystery as to who controls the raising and lowering of the cage. I mean, it's not like it was back in the day where you had to take 15 minutes to build the cage section by section, so it wasn't like you could easily remove it. Now, you have something on a cable essentially, or a harness that you can just pull it up at a whim. And I guess the question is who's controlling that, but I don't know. I think that's digging a little bit too deep into the analysis. You know, kind of looking a little too far inward. I don't know if many people are going to look into that.
On your WBCB.com about people saying how the cage today, you know, in those days they used to take like you say, they take their time building it, and now it seems to be it's prepared. It's like I don't know what they were saying. They're saying that. These cage matches, they're always assuming there's going to be a cage match if there's a cage always up ahead of time. I mean, even if the fans didn't vote for this cage match, there was a cage there.
Now that's a whole nother story. The fact that, yes, the vote was out there. I mean, you had the three options, of course, the no disqualification, the tables match, and the cage match. And the fact that the cage was coincidentally already set up kind of led you to believe that no matter what the fans voted, it was going to be a cage match.
What would you have voted for, in your opinion?
What would I have voted for? I don't know. I'm a fan of the tables matches, so I personally would have gone for the tables match. Even though I know it would have made the least sense, to have Lawler put through a table at his age at 62. But I guess in a way I'm a little sadistic like that.
That would have been good too, but the no bars, that would be something Jerry Lawler's move, because he could do his pile driver, and I guess he could still do a pile driver. I mean, it's just like, it's not banned like it was banned years ago in Tennessee, where he couldn't do a pile driver.
Yeah, this is 2012, not 1982. The pile driver doesn't cause an automatic disqualification.
Yeah, I remember those days. Now, TNA, this was brought to my attention this week, and you're probably going to get the next caller. It'll probably be Doug commenting on this, too. The fact that Aces of Eight, he and me were talking about this week. We're thinking that Jeff Hardy is this guy who came in the ring and put the mask over his face, because he said he had a ponytail. I mean, there's only two people that wore their hair as a ponytail, and that's Jeff Hardy and Kevin Nash. But he wasn't big enough to be Kevin Nash, and I'm wondering if it was Jeff Hardy, because the way Bubba Ray looked at him after he came in the ring to help Austin Aries out, it seemed very, convincing. It could be him, Jeff Hardy, one of the members of Austin. But then I was told by Rat Boy, he thinks it's maybe a whole different thing. He thinks it's something to do with the Ring of Honor people. Well, so I'm wondering now.
Well, the thing is, they have so many guys, and thanks so much for the call, Ron. We got to get rolling. The issue with Aces and Eights is because they've had so many guys out in and out intermittently. I mean, you're talking about 20 guys. I mean, they don't have that many on the TNA roster. So, I mean, they're down in Florida there. They're getting a lot of the local guys. So these may be people you haven't seen, but you're looking at like a particular hairstyle or a particular person's build, trying to get some sort of clue as to who they are. And for all we know, TNA doesn't have any idea as to who they're going to reveal and when. I mean, they haven't even really let us know how many people. I mean, one week there's only like 5 or 6 guys, and the next week there's 20, and then it goes back to 6 again. So there's a lot of inconsistency. So it's difficult to kind of dig and delve into certain specific nuances as far as character development when there really hasn't been a whole lot. All right, let's go ahead and let's get back here. We've got Sean who's been hanging on. Sean, welcome to Pro Wrestling Weekly.
Hey, Fred, how you been?
Not too bad. What's going on, Sean?
Long time no talk. My major thing is I sat down. I was on vacation sitting. It was a Saturday night. The WWE had the Rock and Cena.
Yeah, the WrestleMania special on NBC.
Right. Horrible. It was so uninventive. It was so unimaginary. When I'm able to call which way the match is going and who's going to do what, and as soon as you put him up on the turnbuckle and he's going to fire back twice, you fire back twice. It was so uninventive. Shame on WWE.
You mean as far as the match itself from WrestleMania?
Absolutely.
Now, did you see the match at WrestleMania, or is this the first time that you've seen the Rock Cena match from WrestleMania now?
No, it's the first time.
Oh, okay. Now, did they show the match? I was going to say, I didn't get the chance. I was sleeping before my overnight, so I didn't have the chance to see the NBC special. Did they show the match in its entirety, or was it just highlights?
It was big entirety. There was highlights because you could see the action move from one side to the other, commercial-wise.
Oh, okay. Yeah, they had to put commercials in there. So, all right. So if there was anything taken out, it was maybe a minuscule thing, like, a particular arrest thing, something like that, kind of like what they do during commercials
when you got
on Raw or something like that.
Give a chance. But it was so unimaginative. Shame on them. They just played to the stadium looked great. And I was watching it with a young son of a friend of mine, and it was just, there was such a chance to catch somebody into wrestling. It was just so uninventive.
As in, it was formulaic, I guess. Is that kind of where you're...
If you can tell which way it's going, and it's going to go from one side, and here goes 2 shots, and he'll fall off the top of the turnbuckle. And, I didn't see this match before. I'm telling you what's going on, but I'd never seen it before.
Well, one bit of news that, and I don't know if this changed the way or the landscape that the match was going to go, but The Rock actually tweeted earlier this week that during that match against Cena at WrestleMania 28, he suffered a torn hamstring during the match. He has a twit pic of... I think that's what it's called. It shows you how technologically sound I am. But he has a twit pic up of Cena delivering that top top rope leg drop with The Rock kind of hunched over. And of course, The Rock put in the tweet, Cena leaps 15 feet and crashes down on the back of my neck, tearing my right hamstring. Intense pain. And then he throws in hashtag I finished the match.
Well, he did finish the match. But even without that, I'd be very surprised that it was going to be...
that there was going to be a whole lot more development. Yeah. Well, true. This was The Rock's only second match in about 8 years. So
totally. So, I mean, they're going to play to their strengths. I can understand that. But it had a point to win a new fan over, which I'm an old fan and haven't really been following as much. And, to really enjoy something with somebody and it just turns into mush. So, no, I just wanted to get it off my chest. I appreciate you giving me the springboard.
Oh, no problem. That's what we're here for, Sean. Thanks so much for the call. Definitely somebody obviously not satisfied. I was going to say, to his credit, at least he got a chance to see the match, and at least on free TV, even though it was, how many months later now? Almost 6 months after the fact, 5.5 months after the fact. But a little bit of criticism there on Sean's part, and I can certainly understand it, to say the least. Anyway, we're only on until 12:45 today due to high school football. Not sure if I mentioned that earlier, so we're going to take care of our first bit of business now. Come back, look at a little bit of TNA. We've got Joe from Trenton hanging on, then we've got room for you as well. 215-949-3232 or toll free at 888-922-2149. Those are the ways to reach us here on Pro Wrestling Weekly on 1490 WBCB and online at WBCB1490.com.